and welcome back to Morning Thailand with us, where we take a look at some political movement here, starting with the situation down south of the para rubber farmers protests that have been affecting both logistical network because they're closing road and also rail, but also the tourism industry that has been affected from several days of closure. Yesterday, Kun Thawat Bunfeung, the Deputy Secretary General of the Prime Minister, had flown to Surat Thani for a meeting with the Surat Thani governor and also representatives of the para rubber farmers down south. However, this group did not include all of the sectors that have been gathered.
It's hard because don't forget there's so many different groups that come up to demonstrate and voice their rights. So
and some of them denied to negotiate with authorities, even though they've been flying there. However, yesterday in the meeting, the group of farmers asked the government to intervene to raise the price of the raw rubber sheets and also to guarantee the price is like that of the rice pledging scheme to pledge the price of the para rubber. And Kun Thawat said that he would bring the issue on the table at the meeting of the National Rubber Policy Committee, which is being held today. And with the situation down there, it seems that the road closures have been, the tension has not escalating that much.
Oh, okay. Which is good. I would say it's good.
Because they are opening some roads and the road network. However, bus operators said that they would have to hold their services due to the road closure. So a lot of people have been affected by this incident. After a tense negotiation, both sides also met at the government complex here in Bangkok as well, where around 20 people representing 4 groups of rubber farmers based in Nakhon Si Thammarat agreed to seek an end to the problem through negotiation. Other groups of protesters, including those based in Surat Thani, where the largest protests are taking place, refused to join, as I said, with the 20-member delegation. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra held an urgent meeting with her 3 deputies at about 2 p.m. at the Government House yesterday, where they discussed the problems caused by the large-scale rallies. The talks with the protest delegation then began at 6 p.m., an hour later than scheduled, and continued behind closed doors into late evening. Then there has been fear that the protesters would seize the Surat Thani airport. Therefore, some group of riot police have been deployed there. One unit of 100 police officers have been deployed there to guard the Surat Thani airport.
Oh, okay.
So there's still some roads that are being closed due to the protest, because a lot of people are still in the gathering site, in the rally site, around 10 to 20,000.
That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least it's not escalating, so I think that should be a good news. But in terms of whether or not this has been ongoing for quite some times already, over a week. So we hope that there will be some clarification, or at least a clearer air at this point in terms of this situation.
Now, authority in Krabi province said that tourism in the area has been affected by the protests because foreign tourists or even local tourists avoid going to the area in fears of the escalating situation of the protest. And they said that there's been concern from the economic sector about the effect of the protests, that not only in the logistical, as I said, but also tourism industry as well, and also people in the area have been affected by the situation.
Right. So
hopefully we hear some more good news from the meeting of the National Para Rubber Committee today.
Hopefully. Now, reporting on the interesting situation that took place yesterday. Of course, in the parliament, we're still debating in terms of the qualification of the senators that's supposed to be in the parliament itself. However, apparently after they started at about 10:30 a.m., 15 minutes afterward, there has been a commotion because there's the Democrat Party MP would like to discuss about the para rubber farmers protest instead of focusing on the senators itself. So there, Kun Somsak Kietsuranon, the chairman, have been having quite a difficult time to tame everyone, try to make sure everything's in place. However, of course, he denied the request that
and he turned off the microphone.
Pretty much, due to the fact that obviously he tried very best to stop Kun Wachara Petong of the Democrat Party, who stood up. And as you can see there, this is after has been negotiating for quite some time. So when Wachara Petong, there you go, he's the one that with
wearing the glasses,
gray hair, wearing glasses. But there are several of the Democrat MPs that went in trying to help. But I believe that sometimes it makes the matter even worse. This particular commotion happened because he requested that, first of all, the parliament, the government's talking or the discussion would be focusing on the para rubber price instead of the senator. And as you can see, these are all the Democrat Party's MPs. And Kun Wachara got even more upset after the microphone has been turned off, that he actually requested some documents from Kun Suwichak Nak Wacharachai in terms of trying to investigate over the
government's budget.
Pretty much. And they say that he still hasn't received that document. He wants that document, and he was pretty much yelling in the chamber. So Kun Somsak finally requested that the police, the government house police, come in and escorted him out. However, 20 of the policemen came in. And of course, there has been a pulling here and there. He refused the arrest and such. So it causing the situation that you have seen earlier. So they pretty much, you have to say that he was dragged out of the chamber itself. So it's such a shame to see something like this, like honestly, as you can see there. And now these people are supposed to be well-respected MPs. And this is one of the things that I find that fascinated me, that of late, the Democrats seems to be more
aggressive.
Exactly, than ever. Normally, the Democrat Party you've seen them like as tame, a little bit more, not tame, but, a little bit more, less aggressive than this, like non-violence and such. They like to do a verbal talk. They have, sharp words here and there. But that's pretty much it, because they always have to have that, I guess, appearance of, being the Democrat, being very conservative and such like that. But this situation, it just shows you that, apart from joining the protests outside the government house, they also create quite a bit of a chaos there inside the government house itself. And there was obviously, during the time, a lot of heated argument was pretty much being yelled by the Pheu Thai Party MPs as well, because obviously the Democrat parties try to say that, there's a lot more problem with the para rubber. Why don't the chairman be more fair and let them do it? And is this the way that they want it to go? And one of the Pheu Thai MPs just yelled like, yes, this is what we wanted. And that's pretty much, create even more fuel into the fire. So that's pretty much updates on the situation, but I believe that Kun Chain will discuss a little bit more detail in terms of the analysis part of what went wrong or what is going on.
That might be a tactic of politicians, who knows?
Well, I don't really like this tactic, let's just say. All right, let's take a short break and then we'll come back and Kun Chain will give us a little bit more information, so please stay tuned.